So, you are a professional and you would like to improve your job searching skills. In particular, you want to know how to give yourself a competitive edge, a competitive advantage in the minds and hearts of hiring managers. And that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Hi, if we haven't met, my name is Michael Lin. My clients call me Coach Michael Lin because I help people with their career and then their business using wisdom I learned from my own experiences. I was an IT professional. I was a corporate citizen. I was a recruiter. I had my own businesses. I've been to 1,000 interviews. I've interviewed 1,000 other people. I published 4 books in this area. I've been interviewed by NBC as well. So let me help you with today's video. Now, many people, if not most people, when it comes to job searching, it's all about themselves, all right? They never think about the hiring companies, the hiring managers. What is it that they want, that they don't want? They would love to get, and they would hate to get, and they would do anything to avoid. In the 2,500-year-old book called The Art of War, the author talks about a very important principle, which is you got to know both yourself and your opponent. If you only know yourself but not your opponent, you're not going to win battles. And I would say you need to not only know yourself, but your relative advantage with your particular opponent. Okay? What's an advantage with one opponent from you might be a disadvantage against a different opponent. Let that sink in. So, how do you get into the heads, the minds and hearts of the hiring company and the hiring managers? Okay? Now, if you are a seasoned professional, you have had 1 job, 2 jobs with 2 companies, 3 companies, this is easier. And if you are brand new, you're a younger person, you just finished school, this might be harder. But I'm sure you had summer jobs, okay? And in today's video, I am going to give you some exercises that you can do on your own time to practice, to learn this skill of understanding your opponent, putting yourself in the shoes of the other person. All right, let's get started. Now, imagine you're a homeowner and you need to remodel your kitchen. You need to hire a contractor. You need to hire plumbers. You need to hire electricians. What would be your concerns? This is going to be a 3-month job. This is going to be a 6-month job. What would be your concerns? What you would want to get and what you would do anything to avoid when it comes to hiring a contractor. You probably want good pricing, good quality work, right? They're going to finish work on time. They're not going to be a criminal. There will be no shenanigans. The plumber and then the electrician will be professional. They're not going to throw a fist fight over some disagreement, over some scheduling issue in your house, on your job. Okay? Now, let's push this just a little bit further. Okay? What if you need to hire a contractor for your mother's house? Let's say your mother needs to remodel her entire kitchen, her entire bathroom. And you being the good son, all right, you are dealing with all of it, right? Finding the contractor, all right, finalizing on the design, and then watching the whole thing go through. It's going to be 6 months. Now, it's going to be paid by your mother, but the work will be organized and supervised by you. And you are going to need to hire the contractors, plural, multiple contractors. There's going to be the carpenter, the electrician, and then the plumber. And you're going to be scheduling all the work. Now, you are a manager. You are managing this project on behalf of someone else, right? If something goes wrong, right, you don't want to raise the blood pressure of your mother, do you? Aha. Now you understand the concerns of a hiring manager. He's going to be your boss, but he's also an employee with a boss to answer to, okay? Now, if you're just a homeowner, okay, you hire a contractor and something goes wrong, right? The buck stops here, right? It's you. You deal with it, whatever the financial cost, whatever the emotional cost, right? There isn't going to be someone angry at you. Now, if you're doing this for your mother's house, when things go horribly wrong, right? And your mother is upset and her blood pressure is increasing, all right? Now you're in the shoes of a corporate manager, right? You hired the wrong employee. And also, what about existing team members? Will a wrong hire affect the team's morale? It's not a question of will it, but more like a question of how badly will it affect the team's morale, and how badly will the team take it out on you, right? This is like if you already got 2 or 3 kids, right, and you're gonna adopt a pet, be it a cat or a dog, right? Think about the concerns that you're gonna have to consider, right? So you understand the concern of the hiring manager. Okay. Now you've done this exercise. Okay. You should go through all your past jobs, past experiences. I don't care if you're 20 years old or 50 years old. All right. Even if you're 20, you had summer jobs. Okay. If you've been to university, you worked on projects, right? You lived in dormitories. So you have been in team leading positions. You have had experience collaborating with other people. Okay. Think about the past bosses. What were their concerns? Think about even when you worked fast food as a summer job, as a high school kid, as a university student, you had a summer job. What were the situations there? What were some of the conflicts? What were some of the conflicts the managers were trying to avoid? What were some of the conflicts, the potential conflicts you were trying to avoid, the manager was trying to avoid? What was the pressure your direct manager was under from his manager, from upper management, from the executives? Now you're ready to put yourself in the shoes of the hiring manager. Now you're ready to draft your cover letter, your resume, and go to interviews with a much understanding of the feelings of your opponent, all right? From your generic cover letter, your generic resume, to the resume you're trying to target each and every vacancy. Read the job description carefully, word for word. Use a yellow highlighter and highlight all the keywords that they are looking for. And don't forget, okay? In every industry, in every profession, there is more than one way of saying something, of describing something, okay? Let's say if you've been a team lead, okay, in your past job, and they're not looking for a tech lead. That's the word they're using. So you better start using their word, because either their automated system or they're humans, right? If they're looking for the word tech lead and you use the word team lead, it's going to get missed, all right? Hey, we all wish they could understand the words we're using, but hey, who is trying to look for a job here, all right? We need to cater to whatever reality is. So make sure you're using the terminology that they're using, even though we understand there are 3, 5, 6, 7 ways in the same industry talking about the exact same concept. When you polish your resume, when you draft your cover letter, okay, be it generic, and especially if it's for any particular vacancy, right, you need to address it, right? You need to address every single one of their keyword requirements. All of the requirements, all of those keywords on the job description, your resume needs to hit all of them. And then you need to also yellow highlight all of those keywords in their job description in your resume. Okay? Now, you need to practice job interview, right? You can do it just by talking to yourself. You can do it in front of a mirror in the bathroom. You can use your computer or your cell phone to video record yourself. You can get an interview partner, right, who is somebody who understands your industry. This can be a colleague from the past, right, or a friend from somewhere, but who is into your industry, who understands your industry and your profession, right? But what's even more efficient is you play the role of the interviewer. Yes, you play the role of the interviewer, right? Remember, I just gave you the exercise, okay, of imagining yourself having to hire contractors to remodel either the kitchen in your own home or the kitchen in your mother's home, all right? Now you understand the feeling and the concern of the hiring manager, who is also an employee of a corporation, right? You're in a much better position to do mock interview on yourself. To get things started, okay, you can just do a mock interview in an empty chair. You imagine the empty chair is a applicant, right? So you're sitting in the boss's chair, okay? So you're just tossing out interview questions that you have composed, right? By getting into the head, the mind, the heart of the hiring manager. What are their concerns? What are their fears? What are their wants? What are their don't wants? Okay? So you can just come up with 10, 20, 100 interview questions, right? And you're just going to imagine yourself being the hiring manager, right? Either interviewing the empty chair or interviewing some fella in the mirror, right? Now you have done that, okay? You can play the role of the applicant and go on answering those questions with all those scenarios, with all those stories from your past, okay, to address their concerns. And I've already made a couple of videos about how to use your past life experience in all kinds of work environments to demonstrate, okay, to illustrate the sort of person you are and how you are exactly the type of personality, the sort of professional that this hiring manager is looking for. Okay, this way, by getting into the hiring manager's head, by understanding, okay, their mind and then their heart, right? You win them over by winning over their hearts and their minds because you understand their concern, you understand their fear, you understand their frustration, you understand what they don't want, and you understand what they're trying to avoid, you understand what they cannot afford to have happen, you understand exactly the sort of person they want, right? Then you can deliver it, and then you're going to outshine all the other candidates because 99.99% of candidates, applicants, they're all about themselves. I have seen so many of them, all right? I have heard all kinds of crazy things during job interviews. I have had candidates telling me, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to do anything more. I just want more money. Did she just filter herself out or did she just filter herself out in a hurry? Next. That is not the mindset. That is not the personality trait any employer would want to hear. The kind of mindset an employer is looking to hire is someone who is willing to do more, to challenge themselves to do more, learning more by doing more while learning more, doing more so they can learn more and bring their existing knowledge, their existing experience to contribute to this new organization for pay that's higher than where they are currently at. That's the mindset the employer is looking for. And then it's your job to help them understand you are exactly that person that they've been scratching their heads looking for. All right. So if you need coaching in this area, okay, don't hesitate to contact me. My contact details are linked below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends who are also on their path of self-development.